A little while back, I actually did a video on the Sig P226 Legion, and I've received quite a few, I guess, negative comments, and I appreciate that. Thank you all, regardless of whether you agreed or not agree, and just provided me some feedback on my video. I did, I think, upset quite a few people, especially Sig. I guess enthusiasts, and some are claiming that I'm actually maybe like a kind of an anti-Sig person, which definitely I'm the complete opposite. Two of my favorite gun manufacturer are Sig and also Heckler and Koch. So by no means am I anti-Sig or like a Glock fanboy or whatnot. I love Sig pistols and I love them in terms of their company as well. Just want to, I guess, that previous video just to share my experience with some of the issues I had with the Sig Legion. But that's that. Anyway, today I want to share with you my, I guess, shooting accuracy with a German-made P226. This pistol was made in the 90s, so it's quite it was, you could call it almost like a vintage, so it's over 20 years old. This is the pistol where I've actually had the most round count, so I've shot this the most, but lately I think probably past year or two I haven't really shot it as much. I've been doing more shooting with the like a striker fire pistol, like lately the P10 from ZZ. I did a lot of shooting with the HNK SFP9 and then Glock, and then of course the MMP 2.0. So those were the pistols that I shoot more in recent years. But this is the one that I actually shot the most. This is my second handgun. So as soon as I got my gun license, the first one I got was the Beretta 92F, and then this is my second pistol, and I actually shot this a lot more than the Beretta. I love this gun. It's an amazing, amazing accurate pistol, and from just anywhere you read in terms of its historic importance and also dominance in both the military and law enforcement, and as well, I guess, in the U.S. civilian market. It's one of the most reliable and dependable and very accurate pistol. So today I want to share with you in terms of my shooting experience in a couple of distances from 7 meters to 10 meters and 15 meters and 25 meters. So I just wanted to share with you how I did with the pistol. By no means are this indicative of its limitation. As I mentioned in other videos, I'm more of a beginner intermediate level, so definitely there are more competent and better shooters who can produce much better results than I did. But in terms of my comparison with this P226 with other pistol, I would say this is one of the top accurate pistols that I have in my collection. So here are my shooting this pistol at these various distances. So this is me shooting at 7 meter. This is me shooting at 10 meter. So this is me shooting at 15 meter. This is me shooting at 25 meter. As I mentioned earlier, this is a German-made P226, which was produced in the 90s. It's a pretty old gun. It's over 20 years old. Back then, the process to produce the slide, I think it was they used the stamp process. So supposedly it's not as strong as the current process where it's forged steel, so stainless steel. So so in terms of this particular slide, it probably is not going to be as robust and as strong as the current production. But in terms of, like, you can see from the craftsmanship of this pistol. Not to say that the current Sig have any, less, more inferior or whatnot. But you can see in terms of the fitment of the slide to the frame, it actually fits quite well. Again, I don't want to bring that up in terms of the Sig Legion. I know people's already kind of upset me or at me talking trash about the Legion. But in terms of the Legion fitment of the slide to the frame, as you can see, it actually doesn't line up that well. So the Legion here, you can see it's kind of like protrude a little bit out here, and whereas the German made old P226 actually fits very nicely in terms of its alignment with between the slide and the frame. In terms of the trigger feel of this German P226 is very, very good. I would say the Sig Legion, I would say, probably is a little bit better in terms of the trigger feel. Definitely, it has the short reset trigger, and also it's a more modern setup. Whereas this one, it's good in the sense that because it's very, very much worn in, so it's definitely broken in, and it's very smooth, and I like it. And I think a lot of people prefer the hammer fire trigger over the striker fire. For me, I'm actually kind of indifferent between the two. Especially I've shot more striker fire in recent times than in the past, and I actually don't really mind the striker fire trigger. But again, this P226 trigger is great. No complaint. Yeah, and in the overall feel of the gun, I know some people say the Sig, not just the 226, but the 320 as well, has a high bore axis, which could affect follow-up shot in terms of having higher muzzle flip from recoil. For me, I don't do too many I guess rapid fire or competitions. So I don't think it really affected me. And even with the high bore axis, the X5, the P320, I guess the dominant competition pistol right now. I mean, it has a high bore axis, but it's been used by a lot of competitors, and it's been doing very well in competition circuit. So yeah, I think in that sense, I don't think it's really mattered that much as long as the shooter shoot well with the gun. So as you can see, I've added a whole grip, a rubber grip to the P226, which makes it bigger. And I actually have small hands, so it's actually not something that I should have done, but I love the feel of a whole rubber grip. So I've did that with this as well as my 92FS. So yeah, so that's I think it's, I'm not sure if it will improve my accuracy very like a lot by a marginal difference. If I put in a grip that fits my smaller hands better, it probably would, but I've so much gotten used to this grip already in terms of how I shoot this P226, so I think it's it probably might not have that much of an accuracy differences. I would imagine if I'm shooting this on like IDPA competitions requiring more quicker follow-up shot and things like that, it probably would be a more of an advantage if I use a more appropriate smaller grip for my hand. But as just like target practice, I don't think there's makes too big of a difference, especially that I've already gotten used to it shooting with this larger grip. To sum up, I think this German-made P226 is a really, really accurate pistol. Its performance is outstanding in terms of how I compare this to my other pistols. I think, as I mentioned earlier, this is one of the higher ranking in my list of accurate pistol in what I have in my collection. It's very easy to shoot. It's almost like you can you have great confidence on just kind of being able to make really accurate shot with it. As you can see, I also like basically my first shot every time with this pistol, it basically goes exactly where I want it to go. The only thing that sometimes the grouping opens up is purely my fault, like my personal kind of weakness, or hasn't really achieved that level of competency because yeah, it's either trigger jerk or I haven't really adapted enough to really make that consistency of my groupings. But if I'm making like my first few shots, it's always very, very accurate, and basically where I want it to go, it goes there. So it's a very accurate gun, great trigger, and a very reliable gun. I've had this for a long time, as I mentioned earlier, have thousands of rounds through it. This is the highest round counts for my pistol, and I haven't detail strip and clean it. I only clean it regularly, basically just field strip cleaning. I haven't taken the entire gun apart to clean, nothing like that, and it still performed perfectly. So it just goes to show the reliability and craftsmanship and just a great gun that Sig produced. So just want to yeah, in terms of like my view on Sig, that I know like from my previous video, people think that I'm kind of anti-Sig and things like that. I'm definitely not. I'm just for that particular video, it was just sharing my experience with the Sig Legion. So anyway, hope you all enjoy the video, and please subscribe to my channel, and thank you all for watching. Take care. Thank you.